Hi guys, welcome back to CryptoConsciousness. We are here observing the Bitcoin price chart at the moment on the daily. This is what's happened. We've got a support at $40,000, 41,000, and we slipped below it, but we've got supported from the push up and the wick of the candlestick, and from there we're starting to push up. We're starting to get to the moving average ribbon in here. What we do need to see is a push through this green line. We're at the moment we're at the base of it, and that's potentially where we might turn down and continue and that's if we're continuing the same pattern that was recently done back at the top here. So we had a top there, we had two short, 1, 2, and then the third we have 1, 2, and the third we pulled down, pushed up, which we have here, and then a big drop down. But with this one, at least we were on top of the baseline of the moving average, and then we slipped through. So if you had a stop loss there, you would have been out of the game and protecting your capital. Here at the moment, we're below that point. So if you're looking at the stop loss, should have already been triggered. If you were listening to my last videos about stop losses, putting it in at major pressure points for, in this case, this green line here, which is your moving average, 8-day moving average. You would have been out of the game by that point there. So here we've been below and we've found support. My drawings there are sort of what we're going to be. I believe we'll probably witness something of this nature, and hopefully we find ourselves with a support right here. Make the double bottom on this point here, which would give us a triple bottom, or we might just find one touch and then hopefully a continuation. The reason I say that is I'm looking at this cluster here of up and down, up and down, up and down. We saw a significant point. So this was our this is basically a mini version of what we're seeing here. And if we hold around that range, which is where I've drawn this line, then hopefully we see a double bottom or a triple bottom forming, so we can then continue to the upside. That's Bitcoin. Phantom, good news. Those who are listening to my call, it was triggered exactly as we wanted. So we have $1.39. The price went as low as Aussie dollars, that is. So what I'm looking at, because we're still going down on this, it's all lower highs and lower lows. For those who don't understand what that means, it just means the price action is giving us a lower point of a high. So lower high, that's a high there. We drop down and we come back up. That's as high as it goes. Then it drops down, and this is as high as it goes. So we're continually going down with the, and that's what we call. That's how we assess the trend of the market. So here the trend was up, taking out previous highs. Here the trend is down as it's taking out previous lows. So we'll hopefully endeavor to do an online course for you guys to go through all the charting and how to do it and how to read things, trend lines, and how to draw them up. And yeah, and in that way we can really get into the nitty gritties on those courses. But right now, keep it light, keep it simple. So this is still continuing going down. If it stops before this point, we may see a double bottom or a slightly higher point of 147, but if you put your purchase, your buy-in price here, you would be in the game. The lowest I'd like to see this go would probably be at $1.24, so you could have another set of buy orders at that point there. Reason being is we never really truly stick to a mean line. We generally drop below it and then recalibrate our way up. And you can sort of see we were below this point until we took off, and it was a significant increase to the upside. We might see a little bit more of a downside and then a continuation. But ultimately, I see this as our support line. Hopefully that holds. If it doesn't, then we need to look at this market potentially being down market and maybe a bear market. But until that's proven, I will not go there. At this point, it's still a bull market. We're just seeing some nice corrections and buying opportunities. So things are on sale at the moment. Wanted to do a quick video just to remind you guys about that. Ethereum's holding strong, really, really strong. Yeah, $1,000 range at the moment, playing around up here. But you can see the uptrend is pretty spectacular. This is what we've witnessed since last year, and then we just continued up all of this year. So it's natural to see some downwards press on the market, and that's really not natural. And obviously now, if we're going to continue our way up to 10,000 at some point, then we really need this point here to consolidate and continue up, because we have seen such a massive amount of push-ups to the upside. Awesome, guys. Is there any others that I want to talk about? MTV. Yep, no, I haven't talked about that with you guys yet, but that's okay. So ultimately, the two big plays at the moment. We have also got Polygon, which is also coming down to meet a point, which I was saying probably about $1.60 would have got you a beautiful buy-in, and 150 would have been even better. So if we do come back down to $1.30, would be another great buying opportunity. When you see markets going down this much, it's a really good chance to buy the dips. But obviously, depending how much money you've got, will determine how many times you can actually buy a dip. Once you've spent all your money, hopefully you can keep some on the side. But if you've spent all your money, then you just want to sit back, enjoy the ride, get to know the charts, get to know the crypto you're involved with, learn about the announcements coming. Cardano's had some big announcements, but the pricing, it's been pretty stable around this $3.20 mark, around the $3 mark. So obviously that's Aussie dollars, but we want to see that at some point take off above $4 again to continue that beautiful bull run. Solana gave us a good buying opportunity this week, dropping below the $200. And the other one I was talking a lot about, I got into Chainlink. What was the other one that was? Oh yeah, Phantom. So we talked about Phantom based on the chart. Theta suffering a bit of a blow here at $7. Good chance to buy Aave. That's one of the big plays in DeFi. Hedera Hashgraph has been doing some big moves and holding strong at 50 cents. So we said Phantom, looking good. Another one I'd like to talk about is Kusama. That is the canary in the coal mine for Polkadot Network. If you aren't yet invested in Polkadot Network, as it may be the next big thing after Cardano and Ethereum and Solana, it may even out-trump any of those at some point. But you can see here we've had a big consolidation between 600 and 400. So right now it's around the 480. Is it a good time to buy? Yeah, if the market comes down even more, it'll be even better. But if we just draw a current mean line around here somewhere, you can see that buying opportunity of 440 was a good one below the mean line. If this starts to roll down, then means we've lost a bit of momentum. But I just can't see that happening with Kusama at this stage, as it is the forefront of the Polkadot network. Once everything works live on Kusama, it then gets shifted over to the main Polkadot network. So check this one out if you haven't already got a little bit in it. You might want to buy a couple of these on the side. It's been a continual uptrend since the $200 mark. Let's see, that was from early this year in August, July. It was still only $200. So let's go back to the daily chart, shrink that down. It was at $800 at one point. So between 250 and 800, being in the middle there, I wouldn't like to necessarily get it. I'd like to see it around 400 before I buy more of that. But if it's an uptrend, then maybe it won't continue down much longer. It all depends, obviously, on what the Bitcoin chart does and what Ethereum does. So if Bitcoin rolls over a little bit, yes, we'll get discounts on the altcoins, and then we should see a nice pump in Bitcoin and then the altcoins. Ethereum holding strong. If it's holding strong, generally there's still altcoin season happening, while Bitcoin sort of stabilizes a little bit in some zones. Now there's a channel here between 50,000 and 40,000 that Bitcoin is playing in at the moment. Don't get fooled by the manipulation. This is what market makers do. They crash the market so that they can trigger off a lot of stop losses and sell orders, so that they can then get in cheaper to then offer the buy pricing to other people because they get it in lower on their shorts. So it's all a reverse game. But for those of you who are trading or investing, shall I say, if you're lucky enough to know how to trade, good. It is risky, so do it at your own risk, and don't risk too much, of course. But if you are an investor and you're looking at projects, try to keep it solid, give you solid projects to invest in. Anything I talk about, generally I've probably invested in, and in this case, I definitely have. So anyway, guys, have a good week, and we'll keep you updated as soon as I can. Happy investing and take care.